So we got married in 2002, and we were very, very young when we got married. We're both veterans of the United States Air Force. Right after we got married, we got pregnant with our son Isaiah, and life just took over. When I deployed in my last deployment to Afghanistan, that's where we really hit a turning point in our relationship. I was gone for about 9 months, and which is always hard. Multiple months and years being separated because of the military really took a toll on us. I came back from Afghanistan, and I was soon diagnosed with PTSD, and the repercussions of that really took a toll on our marriage. It took a toll on our family. In 2015, when it was time for me to retire from the Air Force, and we separated, and by ourselves, as far as not having the Lord in our life. And that was truly a dark time for the two of us. I moved back to New Jersey, and Sandra ended up moving back home to California, where she's from, and we would go months at a time without speaking to each other. Mm-hmm. And when we would speak,
we're just fighting, and
it wasn't a good conversation.
Yeah.
And so I found myself at the point where I was crying out to God. What is going on? What do I need to do? Even though I knew what I needed to do, still crying out to God. And in 2016, I found Fusion Church, and began attending church because I had to, right? Mm-hmm. Not really because I needed to, if that makes sense, And I was going through the motions, but at some point it just really became real to me, who this God is, And even though I grew up in a Christian home and heard all the stories, I even went to a Christian school in high school, but now God was becoming real to me. And during that time, I felt the call to be in ministry. And then I even struggled with that. My family is not whole. My wife we're not together. So how can I be in ministry? And how can I do this? And so I was even in more turmoil and more confusion during that time. And then obviously, Sandra, she was by herself, and dealing with her own anger and frustration and trying to figure out.
Yeah, and just really allowing the enemy to manipulate and, speak in my ear and, tell me that I wanted to be partying and I wanted to just be high all the time and drunk and just doing whatever I wanted. That's what the enemy, those lies, make yourself feel good, whatever you want, whatever makes you happy, just really buying into all of those lies. And finally, I became just so exhausted. Just really, I finally figured out, I realized that I couldn't do anything on my own strength anymore. And then to top it off, it literally felt like I was in a personal hell because I didn't have my children. Well, my son, we only had our son at the time. I obviously didn't have the support of my husband and that type of thing. And that's when I realized, I was like, you know what? I got to stop trying to do this on my own. And I had a moment where I hadn't sought God. I hadn't really spoken to him in several years. And one day I literally got down on my knees and raised my hands and I cried out to Jesus, and I let him know, I need you. I cannot do this anymore on my own. And then shortly after that, things started happening really, really fast for us.
Yeah, it was really quick. Soon after this situation, we made the decision. We're either gonna reconcile and make this work, or we're not. So we decided to make this work. Now, at this point, I was actively serving in the church, in various areas, and the church, Pastor Brendan and the leaders were gracious enough just to give me the time to step away from serving, just to focus on my family, and really, we could start really building a new foundation for our family. And also during this time, Sandra got pregnant, and we, with our daughter Alexandra, and all these things that we never thought were possible to happen were starting to happen. And God can bring you from the mess. He can bring you from the dirt, as bad as you think you can be, as low as you think you are. God can bring you through as long as you make him number one in your life.